Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good afternoon, Steven. How you doing? Rob, Nathan, Jeff, welcome, welcome. I see a couple of new faces. Michael, Dennis, Cole, Abdullah, James, Ryan, Sura. Hi, Sura. Jeff. I think I already said Jeff. Stuart. Mubarak. Ken, Jacob. Bunch of new names. Greg, welcome. I said it last time. We're going to be in a place where you guys are going to have so many people here that I'm going to have to skip that altogether because we'll be here just saying hi to everybody. So thanks for everyone showing up. We got a fantastic show today. We're joined by a familiar face and a new face, but we have a fantastic panel and we got a wonderful conversation today. So I'm Ben Garrison, technical champion here at JumpCloud. And this is the IT Hour. Today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of professional services here at JumpCloud, but we're going to still do our normal show. So we have a community update from Becky. We also have, get this, we have our IT hot seat that we're going to do today. So everyone start thinking about some really fun comments. We got a good round of IT trends. And the prize today is going to be a JumpCloud, get this, a JumpCloud branded Leatherman. What? So I know we have to open up a bunch of boxes. We have to cut cables, zip ties, screwdriver, all that stuff. Now you're going to have your own JumpCloud branded tool to be able to do so. So stay tuned. That's going to be towards the end of the show. We have some couple announcements at the end of that. And so let's go ahead and kick off. If you do want to join the conversation here on stage, you can do that. Just let us know and we'll bring you on stage. Just know that if you do that, this video this whole session is recorded. So your face, your voice, your likeness will be recorded and communicated to the entire internet to include on YouTube. So if you do not consent to that, then please do not come on stage and or disconnect from this session now. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and kick it off over to Becky with our community and meetup updates.
Hey, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Becky Scott. I'm the Senior Manager of Community here at JumpCloud, and I get to have the pleasure every day of talking to y'all in Slack and in the community and other places. Today's update. So we're really starting to hum along. We've got people in there and everybody's starting to talk to each other. If you're not in there already, why not? Where are you? Get moving. Hurry up. Get over there. I'll put a link in the comments as in the chat as usual. We gave a preview of the founding member badge, sorry, my cat is hitting me in the face with her tail. We gave a preview of the founding member badge like we had teased last week, and we've gotten a really good response. So that's pretty cool. We're excited about that. And I'm planning to award that in batches throughout the month of April. There is a post in the lobby in the community that tells you a little bit about how you can earn that. So make sure you check that out. But you probably won't start seeing that until mid-April or so as I get ready to roll that out. So sorry that there's more suspense, but you'll get it soon. The other thing is some of you have had some really great suggestions, like maybe making the founding member badge into something a little more tangible down the road, having more topic areas in the lobby or whatever we wind up calling it. We're actually asking for input on what to call it, by the way. But I just wanted to say thank you. Keep it coming. If you've got other suggestions, we really want to make this your space. So as discussions grow, we'll add more topic areas as, the volume warrants it. So don't worry about there maybe not being a place for everything right now. As we see more things come about in, let's say, hardware or software best practices, we can break those out and we will do so as we need to. We just don't want any, like little one-off or two-off places that kind of sit there all lonely and neglected. Sad. So we'll do that a little bit at a time. Alexa's not here today. So for meetups, we launched a few new cities and those are coming up. I I think, in the next couple of weeks, and we will be launching some more events in April. So make sure you also check our Meetups network on the meetups.com site, and I will drop a link for that too. And I think
All
that's all.
of the links.
Yes,
All right.
all the links. And I think
All
that's all I have for now. And when you and Dan are talking, I will drop off camera temporarily, and then I will come back for the speed round hot seat.
it's gonna be so much fun.
I hope they're sharpening their knives.
Well, they're gonna get a Leatherman, so they won't need it anymore. Because some people are saying that they just punch the boxes open, and that's a really, really great way to get injured. So I'm hoping that we can avoid some injuries here and get you some tools to open up boxes. All right. Thanks, Becky. All right. So transitioning over, we have a new face, not really a new face to IT hour or to like office hour. Just he's been really busy lately and hasn't really had a chance to come on. You all might know him. He is been at JumpCloud for a very long time, but I'll let Dan go ahead and introduce himself, and then we're going to talk a little bit about professional services here at JumpCloud. Dan?
Hey everybody, my name is Dan Fay. I am currently the manager of the implementation engineering department under professional services. I've been with JumpCloud nearing 4 years. I think it's like 3 years and 8 or 9 months. I don't remember. It's been a minute. So yeah, I've been here for quite a bit. And then yeah, I can kind of cover some of the different pieces and aspects to professional services and what we are offering and kind of some of the changes that we're implementing. So if you're unfamiliar with JumpCloud, directory as a service, there's a lot to it. Not to say that it is easy. There's a lot to it, like any directory services, Active Directory, Azure AD, JumpCloud, LDAP, OpenDir, whatever you're using. Directories can be quite extensive and quite large. So what we're offering today versus, and I'll talk a little bit about the roadmap as we're actually planning the roadmap now, but what we have open today, starting actually on March 1st, is when we started to go live with our professional services offering. There is the professional services pages that are out there on our website as well. So there are 3 pieces currently, 3 products available or services available within professional services. We have implementation consultation. That is the team that I'm currently managing. We have TAM services, which is technical account management. And we have professional services engineering, which is specifically for Active Directory migrations and Okta migrations. And that is a hands-on service. So I'll talk from a super high level about each one and why you may or which package you may want. We do have different packages for each of these services. If you are interested, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach out to ask questions about professional services, or if you want a quote or an estimate or anything like that. You can reach out, if you're a current customer, reach out to your account manager and they can set up a call either with myself or another member of the professional services department to talk about scoping. With that, I believe the AMs also have handouts and PDFs and stuff like that that talk about each service and rough pricing and stuff like that. So, always open to discuss. I'd rather discuss PS because everybody's environment's a little bit different. So with that, basically, the implementation service, the implementation consultation service, is a consultative, hands-off approach, but there are different packages where you can pick hours, which package fits the hours within a time frame on a contract. So with that, there's a 30-day contract, there's a 60-day contract, and with those you get an X amount of hours that would best fit you and your implementation needs. We also have a small package which is called the Quick Start, and that's really for self-serves for smaller organizations that may not need the full intensive project plan and Gantt charts and the whole suite. It's more so just like, hey, I need 2 hours to talk about, like, this is our plan. We have these resources. I have a couple major questions before we start rolling this out. How do I do this? That's really what the Quick Start program is for, is to kind of kickstart, and jumpstart your initial implementation of it. With the implementation consultation for what we call the Essentials and the Premier packs, it comes with a fully managed project. So the implementation engineer that you'll be working with, one of the engineers on my team, they will be helping align and build a implementation plan that fits your needs and the JumpCloud license that you've purchased, whether it be core or SSO and devices or Platform Plus, whatever you're using, and whatever your business objectives are and your security and tech objectives are within your environment. We currently use a product called Teamwork. It is basically a project management suite. It's like Monday, Jira, and a whole bunch of other stuff kind of like mishmashed into one. It's actually probably one of the coolest tools I've used in a really long time. I like Teamwork a lot. Super simple. But we will actually build a project plan for you, and we will share that project plan with you and your admin team, your IT admin team. And you could assign specific tasks. You could look at milestones, tasks, start dates, end dates. If you want to look at Gantt charts, there's Gantt charts that you can look at and download and play with and everything else like that. And then there's also communication like comments and in-app messaging and stuff like that in Teamwork that you can ask questions to and from the implementation engineer. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there, but that is what's delivered, and we work out of that with you to make sure that we've answered all your questions, that you have an appropriate plan, that you feel like you're supported and you're empowered to execute upon that plan. That's really what the implementation consultation package is all about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the TAM services, I'm going to go through these real quick. The TAM services is basically, think of like an account manager, but technical. Having a technical background, they know the product, they know JumpCloud, they know tech environments. They're there to be your technical main point of contact. That is a yearly contract. The account managers that you probably have today, they are specifically focused on commercial related questions, inquiry around, billing and accounting and making sure that you're all good there. The technical account manager wants to make sure that your business is set up for success, both the technology and the security side. They can also handle commercial, but their main focus is to make sure that your business is good to go technically, and making sure that you fit the security needs, that the product is meeting your needs. If not, they'll handle feature requests. If you have questions or an escalation or something like that, they're also your main point of contact. But that is a yearly contract that you'll have with a main technical point of contact. And then lastly, migration services. Right now, those are hands-on services, and that is for Okta and AD migration. So if you're using Okta and you want to get off of Okta, we have professional services engineers that will actually do the migration for you. We can talk about like scoping and stuff like that. Those packages are entirely custom scoped because everybody's Okta instance is going to be totally different, number of apps, number of users, etc. So those packages are custom priced based on scope of work. So if you are interested on the Okta migration, let us know. We can have a conversation around like what we'll deliver and how it gets done and the hours involved, all that good stuff. And then AD migration, if you have AD today and you're looking to get rid of AD entirely, we also offer a service that is a hands-on migratory service to migrate your users and your devices that are AD bound into JumpCloud. But that's pretty much in a nutshell the whole part of what we have today. I am currently working on Q2 road mapping. There are, I think, 3, maybe 4, depending on how our sprints look like. I believe we have 3 current new SKUs that we're going to be working on in hopes to get to Q2, but we'll have more announcement on that as we get closer to actually finiting the sprints right now, because we're still doing some GTM stuff, some go-to-market to make sure that we're building it appropriately, make sure all that stuff looks good, getting customer feedback and some pilot feedback we've been working with. We want to make sure that those new packages fit really well too, but more down the line. So one of those, and I can probably talk about this anyway because this is committed, is hands-on implementation services. The hands-on implementation service is basically the implementation consulting package, but instead of just consultation hands off, the implementation engineer or the engineer that's assigned to it will then do the implementation on your behalf within the scope. Again, those are all going to be custom scoped because every package is going to be different. If you just need us to handle SSO apps, cool. If you want us to handle SSO, LDAP, Radius, and all the things and all the widgets, that'll be a custom scoping question. We can talk about like our allotments and rough ETAs and all that good stuff, but that's really where we want to go to. We're hoping by the end of Q2 to have that live. So if you have an upcoming project, this isn't just for net new customers or customers that are thinking about going with JumpCloud. This is for anybody and everybody. If you're interested in PS, let us know. And we can try to tailor a package for you that makes sense and that fits best for your business needs. Yeah.
Awesome. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm starting to think of like who would really benefit from this. Well, one, anybody, right? But really, I would think that any organization that might have a smaller IT shop, or maybe, you know, have a constraint on resources when it comes to projects in their IT organization, or if a new, you know, head of IT comes in and wants to make a quick pivot into something else, right? This could all be really great ways to help, you know, hedge against those resource constraints. And then also, you know, for someone who wants to have something done but might not have the time to be able to do it, or the technical background, we can always go in there and help out. So I think it's a fantastic offering, and it's one that I think that a lot of people, you know, could get some value out of in the long run. And I know that other companies are offering professional services, and, you know, this is a really good stepping stone for JumpCloud to kind of mature into that into that world of configurations. So cool. I was reading chat, so I got sidetracked there. So cool, Dan. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking about professional services. I'm pretty excited. So if anybody wants to talk more, is there a way of contacting professional services, or is it just through their account manager, or how would they go about saying, hey, I want to talk more about this?
Yeah, for sure. So we're looking at some different ways to do intake forming right now, because I'm taking a lot of it on myself with contacts through email. But I would say that it's actually easier to probably work with your account manager. If you're a current customer, you should have an account manager. The account manager can then, they have all the information around each packages, and they can talk about it pretty deep. But if you want to talk about like custom scoping, they'll probably involve either myself or my manager. And then for if you are not a customer yet, and you're looking to buy JumpCloud, or looking to involve JumpCloud and move your directory or IAM or SS over dev management, whatever you're looking to do with JumpCloud, you should have a salesperson that you're working with, an account executive. The account executive can help you through that process as well, and they'll involve either myself, or they'll involve one of the pre-sales engineers who also know pretty much PSO and implementation and the migration stuff really deeply as well. So either the AM or the AE contact points for now are probably the best paths as we start to scale out and build out like a form and intake form and stuff like that. So that's some of the work that I'm going to be working on in Q2. But right now, either AE or AM.
Perfect. Beautiful. So if you have AD or you have Okta and you want to get help with coming off of those platforms, and you want to explore the wonderful world of JumpCloud, we can definitely help. So stay tuned for more on that, but definitely reach out and we can support you. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks.
We'll have you on again sometime. All right. So moving on, we're going to transition and pivot over to the coolest part of the show. And we're going to talk about some IT headlines that have made the news of recent. So basically, I just kind of peruse the internets, and I find headlines and I find comments that I think are really fun, really interesting. And then we talk about them, and we make some comments, and we try to be snarky, but without being overly snarky. There is a threshold, right? But we try to just make light of the topics, and then the best comment in the chat will win the JumpCloud branded Leatherman. So it's the best swag and participation gift I can possibly think of, honestly. And yeah, so let's go ahead and kick off. Does anybody have any questions on the rules? It is, you know what, Jeff, I almost said that that this was going to be canceled today as an April Fool's joke, but then I just that's probably not a good idea. That'd probably cause a riot. So we wouldn't want that. All right. Okay, here we go. So the first headline that popped up was Apple's latest iOS and Mac OS updates patch 2.0-day vulnerabilities. So according to Engadget, one of the vulnerabilities called CVE 2022-22675 affects all three operating systems, iOS, iPadOS, and macOS, and gives hackers a way to execute malicious code with kernel privileges. This means that they can get complete access to their target system and hardware. The other vulnerability, which is CVE 2022-22674, there's going to be a test at the end of this, by the way, on those vulnerability errors. It affects Mac OS and could lead to the disclosure of kernel memory or the memory used by an operating system. They're the fourth and fifth 0 days Apple has fixed this year so far, which includes one that can be exploited to track sensitive user information.
So that's a lot in just 3 months for Apple, isn't it?
Seems a bit. Yeah.
Seems a bit much. Are they losing their touch a little bit? I mean, I love Apple. I have pretty much everything Apple, but kind of concerning.
Well, it wasn't as bad when I worked at Apple. There was a bug in Mac OS that allows you to basically hit enter on the login screen and you can log in as admin. That was bad. I thought Mac OS had no vulnerabilities. that should probably be the best comment. There was no beta for these. Admins get to install and hope. Combine them. CVE 2022222222.2. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. There was no beta for these. Admins get to install and hope. I thought macOS had no vulnerabilities.
I certainly hope that no one believes that Mac shouldn't have antivirus anymore.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that around still, but hopefully everyone knows better by now.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yes, Nathan. 100%. It is a feature.
That's right. It's on purpose. It's all on purpose. Just see if you're paying attention, you know.
All right. Even the cat didn't like that. Nope. All right, moving on. Intel's first Arc GPUs have finally arrived. I've been kind of waiting for these, honestly. So Intel is rolling out its Arc family of GPUs slowly, starting with entry-level units designed for mainstream laptops. So far, Intel is dividing its GPUs into 3 tiers. So these are the Arc 3, Arc 5, and Arc 7. So just
what do they have against even numbers?
I don't know. It's a really good comment. So what's wrong with Arc 2? I don't what's Arc 2, Arc 4? Why anyway? So is aimed at thin and light laptops and is focused on providing a solid 1080p experience, while Arc 5 and 7 target higher resolutions, frame rates, and effects. So I'm thinking maybe the even numbers would be for like desktops. I don't know. So the most notable technology on offer might be what Intel is calling the Z Matrix extensions, or XMX AI engines, which live alongside traditional GPU vector engines in each of Intel's Xe graphics cores. Intel claims that it is XMX engines provide a 16 times increase in compute capability to complete AI interference operations compared with traditional GPU vector units. Whew, that was a lot.
Can you say that again, but faster?
No, that was all gobbledygook. But what it's meaning is that Intel's XMX tech should be a lot more efficient at solving AI operations than typical GPUs, assuming optimal implementation. All right, that was a lot. Let's go through the chat now. Let's see. So I feel like the Arc is like a really cool, like, I don't know, Halo reference of some sort. The Arc. It took about as long to arrive as Noah's Ark. Okay.
That was where my brain went, Rob, was something about Noah's Ark.
As long as I'm typing these into the thing, so that way I'm not losing track. Only prime numbers? Yeah, only prime numbers. Okay. Let me come out with the Arc Reactor. Hashtag Iron Man. Arc Reactor. All right. Golden arches?
It almost works.
The golden arches. All right. And okay. So I'm typing these into the poll. We're gonna have a poll. I'm gonna make it visible here in a second. All right, moving on. Actually, I would say this is actually pretty good for gamers, right? We've always been looking for alternatives to like AMD or NVIDIA. So we'll love to see how this actually turns out. All right. I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily true, because I think every time of the year is time for spammers and scammers, right? But this time of year is actually really, really popular for scammers, right? So especially around tax season, tax scammers like to start to creep up this time of year. And just kind of a couple public service announcements on this in case you weren't aware. But if the IRS really wants to get a hold of you, they're going to send you something in the mail. They're not going to send you an email saying to click on a link to give them a gift card. And if they really, really want to get a hold of you, they might actually send somebody to your door. right? So just know that if the IRS wanted to get a hold of you, they're not going to be sending you an email, and likely they would not be asking you for an iTunes gift card.
I
You
don't
can't-
think they even call. I don't even think they call at all. I think it's just letters, and then they tell you to call them.
Exactly. So you can report scam to phishing with a P, right, at irs.gov. You just forward the message that you get from the email to phishing@irs.gov. You can also call 1-800-366-4484 if you are concerned around any type of tax phishing. Additionally, around this time, there's a lot of humanitarian crises that are happening, and unfortunately, there are people who want to take advantage of that. So I would say avoid anything on the internet that asks for donations, especially if you're getting emails. If you're interested in donating to charity, check out Charity Watch or Charity Navigator. So those are the announcements for possible scammers that are happening right now. That was an interesting headline. Also, if you send money with Zelle, that's done. As soon as it's gone, and there's really no recourse for banks to get your money back. So if you're sending money through Zelle, just make sure that you're sending it to people that you know.
Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, they all work the same way. It's an instant transfer, and you cannot get your money back. So if you send it to the wrong person, like even if you're sending it to a friend, you send it to the wrong person, bye.
Yes,
I've seen people who couldn't get they accidentally sent it back, and if the person just refuses to refund you, you're out of luck.
Give the gift card to the person at the door. I like that one. I'm from the IRS. I'm here to collect your gift card for thank you. Nice. All right. So last week we talked about this one a little bit. Did we miss anything? Suits at the door are saying going to mind wipe me because I saw something weird outside here in Las Vegas. Men in Black. So Venmo did add buyer protection recently. Okay, that's nice to know. Never attach Zelle to your checking account, only a credit card. Good pro tip there, Rob. Thank you. All right, so last week, was it last week? I don't know. Whatever last week, I think it was last IT hour where I mentioned that Windows 11 was going to start putting those little watermarks on your lower right-hand screen if your hardware doesn't meet the recommendations for the operating system. Well, it turns out that the growth that Windows 11 has had recently has been stymied by the strict hardware requirements that they're following through in. So we talked about this last IT hour. After a relatively healthy start to the year, Windows 11 only managed to grow its share of the system surveyed by AdDuplex by a small 19.3 to 19.4%. Its Windows equivalent, 21H2, continued to comfortably romp ahead, increasing from 21% at the end of February to 28.5% end of March. Not only that, but with the tipping of the hat to increase to push everyone to log in with a Microsoft account, even on pro machines, makes adopting Windows 11 even more of a hesitation for organizations. So Microsoft's making things a little bit more difficult on Windows 11, and IT organizations are saying that's a little bit too restrictive for me. We're going to go ahead and pause and not go to Windows 11 at this point in time. So we'll see what the planned obsolescence looks like for Windows 10.
Yeah, especially that making you log in with a Microsoft account. I mean, a lot of orgs are going to be like, why? No.
Yeah, we don't know 100%. That was on a preview build, but that was kind of one of the things that,
If that is what they're trying to push, that's really going to be a pain for orgs who use Google and things like that.
They added the water.
Shooting themselves in the foot. Imagine that. You're right, Nathan. That's a good one.
Let's see. They also have another one here, shooting themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine. For new Windows 11, Control-Shift F3 on out-of-box gets you past the initial Microsoft account to get JumpCloud Agent on Live Savior. Oh, good to know. Good to know. That has always been there. Well, apparently I don't know anything. All right, cool. Moving on. Just trucking along here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff, I mean, come on. I don't think Rob meant it that way.
James didn't know that. Rob, geez, okay. it's called audit mode. Yes. I know about audit mode. I'm aware of audit mode. Because you can also even launch PowerShell directly from out of box as well. And that's how a lot of existing machines that need to be enrolled in Autopilot or Intune can be registered that way. So cool. And the last headline that I had was Amazon ECS announces increased service quota for container instances per cluster. So that's pretty cool. So now, in case you were wondering, you can now launch 5,000 instances per cluster, which is an increase from 2,000. So the limit increase enables customers to scale further and improve manageability of their clusters. So that's
significant.
I'm gonna save my comment because that's actually not appropriate. But that's a cluster. You know what? I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's a lot of clusters. That's a lot of instances of a cluster. What if?
That's a cluster duck. If you're using autocorrect.
I do. Yep. Yeah. Cluster duck. Yep. I do a lot of things and I know stuff. So, I know how to. I want to start 5,000 things now. Yes. Oh, great. Let's go start. I want to start 5 things now. Charlie Foxtrot. Yes. Charlie Foxtrot. Good one. All right. Oh, so I forgot last week to give you guys the answer to the poll of whether it was fingers folded or fingers interlocked. And I believe, if I recall properly, interlocked won the poll. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure the interlock was the winner. And I think it was this motion for champion took over this one. That was the poll. The people have spoken.
I think you remember it wrong. Are you sure?
Anyway,
Are we gonna have to redo the poll?
No,
because you didn't do it today. You didn't even. You introduced yourself, and I was waiting, and you didn't even do it, Ben.
Speaking of polls, I am now, Stephen. Listen, Stephen. Okay,
We do a little trolling.
I don't need judgment. Okay, you just sit there and chat away. All right. Okay. So I made the poll. Please go ahead and vote for your favorite comment to the YouTube channel. We'll figure this out. Well, actually, I'll have to go back and look at the poll numbers, and then I'll have it officially solidified by next time. I promise. Imagine doing a poll and not having the results for 2 weeks. That's what
I know. That there was one that was much higher than the other by the end, and I looked at it, and now I can't remember because it's been a whole week.
It's interlocked fingers. April Fools. Oh, I want to start 5,000 things now. It seems to be winning. We only have 3 votes. We've got 20 people in the chat. I think we can do better.
4 votes. Come on.
We got 4 votes. We can do better. So for the comments we have, I thought Mac had no vulnerabilities. Took as long as Noah's Ark. Only prime numbers. Arc reactor. The golden arches. Give the gift card to the person at the door. They added the watermark for stupid decisions. Shooting themselves in the foot. Imagine. I want to start 5,000 things now. Charlie Foxtrot. So we've got ourselves. Ken. Okay, we're not going to touch on that, but yeah, that's funny. That is funny. Let's see. So we got winning with 40% votes. We've got I want to start 5,000 things now.
I know Jeff coming in at the very end there with a little sliding in at the very end.
Yeah. Okay. I thought Mac had no vulnerabilities with 30% vote. All right.
Close second. Come on. We got to have, let's see. There still should be more room for votes. 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. I think that's half of the room. I think we can probably say that's good. So get your last call for votes.
Going once, going twice, sold. The comment that had the most votes for this week's IT Hour hot seat was, I want to start 5,000 things now. So I think that was Jeff who said that. I believe. Yes, Jeff. I will reach out to you, Jeff. If you can do me a favor, if you're in the JumpCloud Lounge, go ahead and send me a DM, Jeff. If not, I'll send you an email to get your information so that I can send you your JumpCloud branded Leatherman. Yeah. Well, hey, that was a quick rundown. This was a lot of fun. We talked about professional services. We talked about community. We had a little bit of a hot seat. Go ahead, Becky.
Hey. All right. They're talking about dad jokes in the chat. So
what?
I think, Ben, you need to drop your dad joke that you just told us the other day in our meeting.
What?
Come on.
No.
Yes.
They're not ready for this.
Come on.
They're not ready for it. Okay. All right. Fine. You twisted my arm.
Branded axe. Oh, that's a little violent.
A branded axe? Yeah.
Hmm.
So why can't you send a duck to space?
Let's see. Come on. Somebody answer it.
Because the bill would be astronomical. Get it? The bill. I'll be here all night, folks. Every week.
Try the veal.
Say what?
Try the veal.
Try the veal. Don't forget to tip your waitress or your waiter. All right. Well, thanks everyone. He says get out.
Get out. Doors over there. And with that, what a great way to end the IT hour this week.
Yeah. So again, this will be on YouTube. You guys can go back. You all can go back and watch, and you can record and love this joke. So Rob has one. Hey, why did the monkey fall from the tree? And I don't know if I want to know the answer to this one. It's coming from Rob. An hour of dad jokes next week. Maybe next week we'll just have the best dad joke. We'll win the prize.
Okay, maybe we should have them send you that via PM or something, and then you can.
Oh, I forgot to mention. So stay tuned real quick, real soon, because it's okay. Yep, I knew that was gonna go there. Thanks, Rob, but we're not gonna repeat that. Okay, so if you were interested on YouTube on what the joke was, then maybe you should just come to the live show, and that's the perk of getting the chat. Okay, so so Dan was just here, and as he mentioned, he's in charge of the implementation team. So he's hiring right now for implementation consultant, but in APAC. So preferably if you live in Singapore, so predominantly in Singapore, APAC region, he is looking to fill an open role, which should be announced on the JumpCloud website at jumpcloud.com/careers here probably in the next day or so, for an implementation consultant for APAC. So
spread the word. If anyone in your network is near Singapore, let them know, please.
Yep. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I have. And yeah, thanks everyone for coming back each week. You really make this show a lot of fun to have. And if you want to see other things, then feel free to comment on the videos on YouTube or in the Slack lounge, or reach out to me on community. Let me know if you have anything that you would like to see on the show.
You just said community. That reminds me. You want to talk about what we're going to try to do before we go?
I don't even know.
What we were talking about this morning. We were talking about creating a space for the IT hour on the community where we can embed the videos on YouTube and have some conversations afterward and talk about what's going on in the videos and things like that. And that's where we can do feedback and, I don't know, gather dad jokes for the going forward IT hours.
Indeed. So. Well, yeah, I think that would be great. I think it'd be a place for everyone here. We're starting to get ourselves a little bit of a, what's it called? Like a sub community group within the larger JumpCloud community of IT hour people. So I I appreciate that and I enjoy that. And like what Jeff said, great place to continue the conversation on those videos, and people can come hang out.
That was Ben's idea, so you can give him the kudos for that.
I'm full of them. Okay, I have so many ideas, it's not even funny. All right,
you're full of something. Yes, definitely.
Ideas. That's what I just said, Becky. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All righty. Well, we're going to end there before we get in trouble. So everyone have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you next week. I don't know what's on the internet next week because you know what? It's just whatever. We have fun.
The Dad Joke Edition.
Dad Joke Edition. Have a great weekend and stay safe. Cheers.
Thanks all.
Please subscribe and check out more content from us.